Welcome, guys. Hope everybody's having a green day so far. My name is Steven Rosenberg, and we have Gene Ginzburg with Ginball.net. We are doing our weekly show, and we're excited for everybody to be watching. Today, we're going to talk about Snapchat geofilters and why they are so important for businesses. And also, we're going to be discussing Facebook advertising as well as startups. So, I wanted to just touch base on this because I've noticed a lot of small to medium-sized businesses that are very scared of using new platforms such as Snapchat. And I just wanted to talk about the value that you can really derive from being on that platform as a business. So what GeoFilters does is it basically targets your location. So if you have a retail store, anybody that's walking within that distance that you outline is able to pull up a Snapchat filter that's specific to your business. And it's very cheap compared to other platforms because it's newer, but they have a huge amount of, I think there's 10 billion snaps per day that happen. So, I mean, there's definitely traffic and attention going there. And I think businesses could get a lot of value from doing something like that because people are going to Snapchat interacting with your business whether you like it or not. You know, you can't stop that. So why not embrace it? And I think it's just something that small and medium-sized businesses should evaluate and at least download the app and start playing with it so that you can have a better understanding. So that's what I think. Ooh, do you have any opinions on that? Or do you want to talk about, another advertising platform?
No, I actually do want to point out a few things about Snapchat. Yes, it's been pretty popular, the geo filters, and it hasn't been, I feel like, as widely used. It's pretty inexpensive right now to use geo filters. Anybody can sign up, so if you have any sort of event or you have a brick and mortar store, it's always great to use those. I think I think they start at like $30. I mean, it's pretty inexpensive. So very something that you would definitely want to look into for your business. And yeah, I think I'm also excited about the possibilities of Snapchat rolling out like more advertising for some of the self-service platforms like the ones that we currently have, like with Facebook and Google. So right now, the Snapchat only allows, I think, bigger brands to work with them, and it's not kind of an account management type play. So I think they'll be rolling out a self-service type of platform sometime soon for advertising, and I'm really curious to see what that's going to look like and how, small businesses can use that. Because right now, it's not really possible for small businesses to have like a $250,000 budget for advertising on Snapchat. So
Right.
it's only for the big boys now.
I think that's why it's so important for you to understand the platform now. Even if you're not going to use it as a business now, but learning how to use that platform is going to be invaluable to you because when they do roll it out, and they will, you can be front in line and you're already ready to go. Everybody else is going to be lagging behind. So I think that's very
Yeah, I totally agree. And the one thing I did also want to mention about like big platforms is that a lot of times we're seeing that these smaller platforms that could have a lot of potential are being bought out by bigger companies. So like, for example, YouTube was bought out by Google, and now Facebook is buying up a lot of small companies. And the problem there is that, it kind of becomes then the ecosystem of Facebook or the ecosystem of Google. And so what I think is happening now is that Snapchat has not been bought out. I think it's going to be going to IPO pretty soon. So it's its own platform, and it's probably not going to be bought out by another big platform. So I'm very excited about that because it's kind of difficult to create something when everything is just owned by Google and Facebook.
And did you know that Facebook actually offered them $3 billion for Snapchat and they turned it down?
I'm not totally not surprised that that's the case, but I'm glad that they turned it down because I think that we need another ecosystem, another advertising platform, another network, like just another social platform that's not related to Google and Facebook.
Agreed.
So
So,
yeah, so I think that's a good point.
speaking of Facebook, what do you think about Facebook advertising and where it's at today?
I think that it's becoming really saturated at this point, and it's getting to be kind of on a pricier side. So I've kind of seen the same evolution of platforms. So we had Google about 15 years ago, and everybody was on Google, and everybody started advertising on Google AdWords. And at that point, it was pretty, reasonably priced. And now clicks are insanely crazy. And then same thing kind of happened with Facebook. Facebook rolled out its advertising platform a few years ago, and it was, they were kind of figuring things out, and so were the advertisers and the publishers, and so, but now again, it's becoming, I think, very saturated. Everybody's on it. Everybody talks about, yes, the best thing you can do now if you want to grow your business is to advertise on Facebook, and it's becoming saturated, I think, and so I think that's why I'm excited about Snapchat because it could be like a whole new platform that is
Well,
not involved.
it's very historical. I mean, and I think
Yes.
eventually Snapchat will be the same way.
Yes.
There'll be a new platform that comes out, which is
Yep.
why you should always be first in line to understand these new platforms, because you're going to have such a big advantage to get there before it becomes saturated.
Totally, yeah, totally agree. So yeah, I think that your point about learn Snapchat now, even if you're not, using it, just learn what it does, how it works, and how people are interacting with it. Because yeah, I think it's going to be important. And I hear that all the time where like people are like, I have no idea how to use Snapchat. I mean, it's not that difficult. You just have to kind of play around with it and just get it on your phone and
Yeah,
follow a few people. It's
I'm
not that hard, but I think it's just a matter of like getting through it and doing it yourself.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a tutorial. I've had a couple of requests, and I think if there's a big enough demand and people leave some comments, I would definitely do a tutorial on how to use Snapchat, how to set it up, just basic stuff, so that you can understand how to get around it, and so that you're not so, uh, you know, against at least trying it out.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. I think we should have a video about that and how to just basics of how to use Snapchat and how to use geofilters because I think that's a big
Yep,
one too.
yep,
Yeah,
great.
cool.
Well, let us know what you guys think. If you have any opinions, make sure you leave any questions that you have for us to answer for you guys next week. And thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you go to both Gene and I's Facebook page and subscribe. And I thought this was a very good episode.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, just subscribe to our YouTube channel, Gene Ginsburg or Stephen T. Rosenberg. And you can also reach out to me, jenbell.net, or Stephen, how can people get a hold of you?
Stephen at My Green Purpose is my email. And that's the best way to do it.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks so much, Gene. Have a green day.
Thank you.